Good evening, everybody, and welcome here to round 27 for the round of Martinsville. With 4 races to go in the 2021 championship season, Jesse Turner has extended his championship advantage from 35 to 89 points over DJ Kurtis. Dylan Schwellenberg now sits at 130 points back, and Matthew Rodriguez 215 points back in this championship fight. That is all. The 4 drivers left that can still win this championship. Mathematically, they're the only ones that can still win the title with 4 races remaining. After this race, 3 races to go. It'll be Atlanta, Rockingham, and Charlotte. Jake Bassinger has taken pole for today's race. Track position on short tracks have always been so important, and Bassinger looking for his first win since Carbondale early in the year, and that was a short track victory. Could Bassinger return to victory lane? He would need some good fortune. Jesse Turner's on the outside the front row. Turn Performance locked out the front row. Allen Family Racing Team locked out the second row on the grid. But Turner, he won for the 8th time of the season at Talladega last time out, and he's looking to add another victory. 8 wins is the most all-time in one season by a driver, and Turner with 4 races to go. How many more can this guy win? Is Turner set up to try and win the championship? Is he in the best position? Everyone thinks it's all locked out for the championship, but it's never over till it's over. DJ Kurtis, starting 5th today, is hoping to close the title lead back. Let's get down to start the race as the field rolls down the back straightaway. Getting ready to start this event. Some driver changes. Stephen Paul III is in the 0 for this race weekend, and the 0-8 is Shade Eves. Stephen Paul III had been in the 0-8, so the 4th driver this season to drive that 0-8 for Young Wicked Racing is Shade Eves. And that's also the 4th team in his career and his 4th start today. Shade Eves starting back there in provisional land. But TPR and Allen Family Racing Team in the first 2 rows. Who is going to be able to rule this race at Martinsville? We're racing at the paperclip. Bassinger immediately being able to get the jump on Jesse Turner. Turner under attack from John Art in the 43. Art was very close to winning at Talladega. He got underneath of Dylan Schwellenberg at the end on the last lap and was fighting with Turner on the last lap, but it was Schwellenberg that was able to snatch P2 back away. DJ Kurtis has Bobby Jones underneath of him, trying to get up underneath the corner there. But Kurtis able to get the run off. Bobby Jones in the 30 has a great run through the center, is able to roll the center a lot better than Kurtis. Bobby Jones to the inside of DJ Kurtis. This is the move up into 4th position. Alex Bignacco there as well in the 8 car. CM Racing has struggled in the second half of the season, but they're looking to bounce back. And the young champion in the Hardee's National Series of Alex Bignacco moving his way past of DJ Kurtis. Dodd in the 44. He started in the top 4, but he's also getting kick dropped. The outside's not where you want to be. The inside line moving. Zayden Davidson gets to the inside of DJ Kurtis. Dylan Schwellenberg to the inside of the 19. Dylan Schwellenberg 130 points back, a little over 2 races behind in the championship standings. It's looking bleak for him, and even more bleak now for DJ Kurtis, as he's a race and a half behind Jesse Turner in the championship advantage. He'll definitely need some luck if he wants to try and steal the title back away. Jake Bassinger opening up a big margin to Turner, but Turner's also opening up a big advantage to John Art P3. And how about this? Jeff James for Joseph Shrigley Racing to the inside of Chris Dodd, and Jeff James for JSR has moved his way into the top 10. Jeff James, Richard Johnson moving their way past of Chris Dodd. Dodd cannot make any time up on the outside. Dom Caps for Martin Motorsports also on the attack, moving his way up into 12th position. Charles Sanford, James Shelley, Eric DeMax, Jordan Davis, then Kyle Collins, Brandon Beal. Brandon Beal, he had an engine failure at Las Vegas. He made the race there, and the 98 Steam Ford right now in the top 20 places. And Ryan Griffin moved his way past of James Silverfox. Oh, but Silverfox on there, under attack. Jeffrey Lynn to the inside. Lynn came very close to winning here in 2019. He's underneath of Silverfox for 21st. It's Vince Freeze, Anthony Marchese. Then the 82 of Julio Caesar, Jeffrey White, Dejon Weeks is way down in the running order with Cody Lamas. Not where you would usually expect these guys. Harpo Fisher, Klein, and Matt Rodriguez, who are trying to move his way up into the top 30. Had a very bad qualifying effort. He's underneath of Hayden Klein, the Daytona July winner. Then it's Samuel England way down the running order. He's got a ways to go. Paul the third in a good car for CM Racing. Then it's the 05 Doug Lockrow, Zachary Fitzwater, Shade Eves, we talked about him. The fourth driver to get behind the wheel of this 08. Zach Rogers in the 99 right now. His teammate Brandon Bill's in the top 20. Rogers way down here in 38. Gonna go, well, actually side by side with Eves. Eves trying to race him hard. The 00, Ace Wild, he did very well at North Wilkesboro. We'll see if he can rebound and have another good race today. His teammate Alexander Rose in 40th. Then it's Mitchell Collins and Ryan Acosta. Ryan Acosta dead last and is about to get lapped by Jake Bassinger on lap 13. This is a shame. For Ryan Acosta, this team should be able to win races, and for Ryan Acosta to be running dead last, it's just appalling. I cannot believe that Acosta's just this far down the running order and that this team has fell off a cliff. It's like this 45 car all of a sudden is just nowhere. Further up the running order, John Arndt is about 6.5 seconds, nearly 7 seconds off the race leader. Bassinger, though, trying to get his way through traffic. He's struggling to get through lap traffic. Dirty air is still a factor on short tracks, especially here at Martinsville, because you try and get down in the corner as deep as you possibly can. Alex Benyako bouncing off the wall. Loses 2 positions in the making of that. But you can't really make a pass if you can't get in the corner like you want to. Kurtis has got a better car than Bobby Jones, it looks like, in the long run. See how he gets in the corner, gets a little loose. It's because he's got to check up a little bit, because if he runs in the corner like he wants to, he'll get the back bumper of Bobby Jones. Jones also trying to set up John Arndt. Dylan Schwellenberg in the 10 has dropped to 10th place, and he's gotten into the outside wall. And Dylan Schwellenberg needed a good run today. He's been very content with his season, even though he's not really right there contending with Jesse Turner in the championship standings. It's been a good year nonetheless for Rodriguez Racing, making steps forward. Look at him diving it into the corner, but he got really loose. And Richard Johnson trying to take advantage of that. There's a spin up ahead of Alex Benyako and Dylan Young. Everyone trying to scatter past. Is caution flag out? Yes, it is. The yellow flag is flown for an accident down in turn 2. And it looked like it was Alex Benyako in the 8 car, along with Dylan Young. Here's what happened originally to bring out the yellow flag. Ryan Acosta fighting to get his lap back, got into the left rear. Jake Bassinger spun up the track, and then further back, the whole field just reacted to that. And then Benyako got into the left rear. Dylan Young spinning them up the racetrack, and the officials threw the yellow flag. Looked like Collins and Griffin may have brushed the wall as well, but very minor incident down in turn 2. Bassinger and Acosta had slight contact. Acosta went around Dylan Young, and Alex Benyako also self-spinning. There's another replay of it. Kurtis and Davidson really got out of shape, and then Young got into the door of Davidson down into Benyako, and they both self-spun. Not really no harm, no foul right there. Everyone's able to keep on going. And wow, that was a big scatter to be able to race back to the yellow flag. Under the yellow flag, there was an incident as everyone bunched up to try and get behind the pace car. Hayden Klein got the back end of Stephen Pollard III. Rogers in the back of Klein, and then Shade Eves plowed right in the back of the bank forward of Zach Rogers. So it looks like 3 drivers, Klein, Rogers, and Shade Eves, all in trouble here. Looks like Rogers and Klein may be okay, but Shade Eves in the 08, he may be falling out of the race. Coming back to the restart. Looking at the field and the running order. Nobody retired. I'm a little surprised with that. 3 cars fell 1 lap down. Nobody pitted. Mitchell Collins, Ace Wild and Ryan Acosta are a lap down. 39 cars on the lead lap. It's become to 126 laps to go. Bassinger, Turner, John Arndt, Bobby Jones, Zayden Davidson, Kurtis, Jeff James in the 18. Man, is this guy impressing me, and the team's really impressing me today. But Johnson to the inside in the 47. Then it's James Shelley and Dom Capps making up the top 10. Shelley charging his way to the inside. But up front, Turner's on the outside of the lap cars. Bassinger trying to get away. Bobby Jones in the 30 to the inside of John Arndt. Bobby Jones moving over to the Napa Truck Series for next season. He's not returning to the Sony Cup Series. Bobby Jones has been around for a long time in the Sony Cup Series. Oh, and there's cars pitting. Doug Lockrow and Julio Caesar have been black flagged by the Sony Cup Series officials. And they're driving it down pit road. This is going to take them one lap down. 82 in the 05. There's the 82. You cannot pass the inside before the restart. And Harple and Rodriguez caught the wall off turn 4 in the 82. In the 05, Julio Caesar and Doug Lockrow made an illegal pass on the restart. And the officials called them down pit road for a stop and go, which is ultimately going to take them out of the running for their best result today. Richard Johnson is a man on a mission. He's looking to the inside of Bobby Jones. Jones trying to defend against Richard Johnson. MER has shown a lot of promise in the last couple of races. John Arndt was in third, but he's losing more positions. The 43 outside of the top 5 now. Losing a place to Shelley. Losing a place again to DJ Kurtis. Kurtis the inside, gonna move up another position. Richard Johnson now is the inside of his teammate. And it's gonna be the lead. Monster Energy Racing Dodge, and he's up into the podium positions after this corner. Yes, he will. He's gonna get to the inside. Ryan Acosta. Still such a shame to see him a lap down and struggling in the Sony Cup Series. Shelley's gonna take the opportunity to get the inside of Bobby Jones as well. Shelley could have won this race back in 2020, but he lost the race near the very end in the last handful of laps to Luke Martin last year. And now I think that was Luke Martin's 25th Sony Cup Series win. And his last currently. Martin trying to win the championship of the Napa Truck Series, looking very good for him over there, but it's not looking good for Jesse Turner in this race. In the championship race, it looks good for Turner, but right now, he's second place and struggling to get by Ace Wild and Mitchell Collins. He's going to have his hands full with Richard Johnson and James Shelley. And Turner looks like he may be able to finally get by the lap car of Ace Wild. Earl Sanford looking to move his way back in the top 15. Jordan Davis and Jeffrey Lynn have been able to do that. They're moving their way up the running order. Davis in the top 15. Lynn's in the top 15. Lynn started further back, I thought. Not entirely sure on that. But Don Capps is losing some positions. Ryan Griffin trying to move his way past him. Dylan Young. John Weeks in the 3 car. He was knocking on the door of a top 20 run. Oh, there's a spin. Zayden Davidson. Davidson in the 91 has spun around on the back straightaway. I believe that's brought out the yellow flag. Won't be able to see until we get on the front straightaway. Yes, it is. The yellow flag is out. Davidson was running in 8th position. Here's what happened to bring out the yellow flag. The second yellow flag of the day. Ryan Acosta way up the track there. Bounced off the wall. Davidson hit him. Eric DeMax was there, and Zayden Davidson spun around. Try and get another replay of it. Ryan Acosta just lost the car entering the corner, way at the track. He's out the wall and bounced into Zayden Davidson, spinning him into Eric DeMax. DeMax is on the lead lap and fighting to get in the top 10. And Davidson just lost a handful of places. He should still be able to keep going because that's only minor damage to the door. Again, nobody pitted on that round of pit stops. Nobody can make it all the way on fuel, I don't think. So nobody's pitted. It's a TPR. 1, 2, 3 at the front with Bassinger, Turner, Shelley, then MER, Monster Energy Racing, Bobby Jones, Richard Johnson, DJ Kurtis, Alex Bignacco, Jeff James for Joseph Shrigley racing in 8th. Chris Dodd and Eric DeMax, the top 10. And it looks like DJ Kurtis has got a little bit of damage there. Thought I might have seen it. Look there, the left front. Oh, and look at that move by Jeff James and Alex Bignacco. They're 3 wide down the back straightaway. James gives way. Bignacco gonna move his way up to 6th position. Richard Johnson also sliding back on the high side. Bignacco trying to fight his way back up the running order, trying to get up into 5th position. Richard Johnson gonna lose out on this battle. And again, out front, Jake Bassinger, uncontested at the lead. Jesse Tunner struggling with lap cars. It's Acosta Wild and Mitchell Collins again. Somebody's been black flagged again on the inside. Replay of it, Hayden Klein, illegal move on the restart. Rogers just overdrove the corner. What a move. And Hayden Klein, you just can't. You have to be behind the car when you go across the line on the restart. And the officials have black flagged the 90, and Hayden Klein had to bring it down pit road for a stop and go. Bignacco moving his way past a Bobby Jones. He's up in the 4th position now. Gonna try and set out on the Turner Performance Racing squad. Jeff James for MER's and JSR's 18 organization. Side by side with Bobby Jones. Joseph Strigley Racing, they get resources from the Monster Energy Racing crew. And how about this? Jeff James is gonna get into the top 5 for JSR. This alliance that has been brewing in the series, they've been getting better and better every race, it seems, this year. You may want to look out for next season. It's always about who has the momentum into the next season. And right now, this alliance of Monster Energy Racing and Joseph Strigley Racing looks the most promising. Eric DeMax goes up and hits the wall while racing with Richard Johnson. Loses out and drops down to 9th. Dylan Young moving his way up the running order. He's in the 10th place. DJ Kurtis has bounced off the wall in the 19 for Cybertron Motorsports. And as the championship goes, this is just not what you needed to have happen. Again, Kurtis and Schwellenberg, again, struggling. They bounced off the wall. They're struggling on the short track of Martinsville, while Turner, the championship leader, is up front in 2nd position. He's struggling with lap cars, but he's in a good position right now, 2nd place. Turner would love to be able to get up there and race his teammate Jake Bassinger, try and get his 9th win of the season. But as for the 2021 title, it looks good right now for Turner. Sanford looking for a lunge into the left rear of Jordan Davis. What a move by Sanford. Sanford with a big lunge down the back straightaway here on lap 50, trying to get that move done on Jordan Davis. He's been struggling to get by him. Davis also working on, Silver Fox and Davidson, and Sanford's big luck just ran out there. Oh, and a big crash on the back straightaway. Rogers, Silver Fox, there's the leader. Oh my goodness, how did Bassinger miss that? The big one on the back straightaway has taken out Matt Rodriguez, Zane Davidson, Silver Fox, Rogers, and Charles Sanford. Sanford have been making some big dive bomb moves, and it had been paying off to get back in the top 15. But a crash in front of him is going to see him out of the race, it looks like. But Bassinger was so close to get involved in that. There it is again. Silver Fox overdrove the corner, bounced off the wall, caught Davidson. Davis was so lucky to miss that. Sanford White was lucky to get on the brakes and miss that. Dom Cap's got minor damage. Fisher is out of the race. And then Harple, Silver Fox, and Rodgers all got damage from that accident. It was a big accident. You know, short tracks, it's bound to happen. Silver Fox caught Davidson, spun. Sanford was there. Lamas got damage. And a lot of the cars on the outside missed it, but Fisher was not so lucky. Neither was Rodriguez and Rodgers. Oh, and Bassinger, he just flew through the middle. Here's an onboard with Zach Rogers. Jordan Fisher, man, he clipped Davidson, and it caused a big stack up. Rogers, though, looks like he's going to be all right. Here's an onboard replay with Jeffrey White. Good job to get on the brakes. Jeffrey White, right now the leading driver in the Rookie of the Year standings, was able to miss the accident. On board with Dejon Weeks. The accident's in front of him. He's got to go high. It's such a gap right there. Just a small margin between England and the car spinning. And he was able to make that through. Did not believe this, though. Jake Bassinger in the 97 I don't know if he was trying to get a few cars a lap down or something, but he went for a gap. And Bassinger in the 97, he's lucky that he didn't hit anybody, but he put a few cars a lap down doing so, so maybe there was some benefit to doing that. Leaders are on pit road. Jake Bassinger, Jesse Turner, they are all in the pits, along with Richard Johnson and John Art in the 43. So there's some drivers that are choosing to stay out. James Shelley looks like he's going to take over the race lead, and indeed he will. Shelley will beat the leader with Benyako and Jeff James, I believe, in third. Many drivers on pit road. Different pit strategies going to make for an interesting race. Looks to be an issue for Jesse Turner. Turner's been sitting on pit road for quite a long time. And Turner in the 17 crew struggling on pit road and has lost a handful of time. Everyone's left pit road already, and Jesse Turner is still on pit road. Championship leader still on pit road. Turner in the 17 going one lap down, it looks like, as the pace car goes by, and something is amiss with Turner. I don't know if it's a mechanical issue or not, but Jesse Turner, this is terrible news for him. And Jesse Turner in the championship fight for this season. He just needed to keep having solid races, but Jesse Turner, looks like this could be it for him as he goes one lap down. And there's not many cars that are one lap down, so he's going to be on the back foot. Jesse Turner was able to leave pit road. He's at the tail end of the field, so I don't know where the officials are going to place him, but the field is about to bunch up for the restart. Well, that was very interesting. We're going to take you through the field of cars. There's a handful of drivers that did not pit. We're going to run you through that. It's Shelley, Benyako, Jeff James, Bobby Jones, Jeffrey Lynn, Ryan Griffin, DJ Kurtis, Dylan Schwellenberg, Cody Lamas, Anthony Marchese, Jeffrey White, Vince Freeze. That is the field that did not pit. Now, everyone else behind them did pit and had very varying strategies, just like Kyle Collins in the 86. So, very different strategy calls. And Jesse Turner's at the tail end of the field. And Turner is not a lap down. That is very interesting. I thought he had went one lap down. So, that's my mistake there. I could have sworn that Jesse Turner had went a lap down. But he's on the tail end of the lead lap, which that is a saving grace for him. In 29th position, he's on the lead lap, and he's got something to fight for. James Shelley has been promoted to the race lead, and here comes Alex Benyako to the back bumper. See him racing. Oh man, Shade Eaves just bounced off the wall. Ryan Griffin and Dylan Schwellenberg able to pounce. Benyako in the 8 car. Alex Benyako's looking for a Sony Cup Series win. He came very close in the early stages of the season. Remember, he finished runner-up at Phoenix for round 2. And man, is Shelley really leaning on Pollard. But even Benyako, he came very close at Homestead. Ryan Acosta won out that day. Ryan Griffin to the inside of him. Griffin gonna move his way up in a 3rd position. Alex Benyako, actually, Griffin's up to 2nd. Benyako now down to 4th. Look at Dylan Schwellenberg. Dylan Schwellenberg gonna go right by both of them, I think. Look at this move. Out Dylan Schwellenberg. Schwellenberg, the 2017. Is it the 2017 Hardee's National Series champion? Kind of get my champions mixed up in the Hardee's National Series. But Schwellenberg and Benyako, both champions of the series, and they have rose to the occasion in the Sony Cup Series. Benyako's kind of had a rough going at CM Racing lately. Same with Dejon Weeks, but that team's looking to try and turn the corner, especially with 2022 coming. Schwellenberg has his eyes set on James Shelley. Jake Bassinger with fresh tires has been cutting his way through the field. North Border Motorsports, I didn't even realize this, but Anthony Marchese, Hardee's National Series champions all around in the top 5. You have Schwellenberg, Benyako, and Marchese. North Border Motorsports is yet to find a driver for the 2022 season for the 33 car. They're partnered with Rodriguez Racing, and this team has had its highs and lows, and when they're running really good, it's really good. When they're running really bad, it's really bad, and that team is going to try and find a new step forward for 2022, whoever does get behind the wheel there. Bassinger's cutting his way through the field. Benyako in the 8 trying to fight against Bassinger, but Bassinger can surge into the corner. Jake Bassinger, before long, he should be able to get up the race lead. He's got such a quick car. Shelley trying to check out. So is Dylan Schwellenberg. Bassinger's right there knocking on the door of the podium positions. Jeff James is in 7th position. North Border Motorsports and JSR. It's awesome to see the 33 and the 18 up here in the top 10. Jeffrey White's in 8th. Eric DeMax and Jordan Davis have ran well all day. They're in the top 10 places now. Dejon Weeks back outside of the top 10. Samuel England, and then there's DJ Kurtis. Brandon Beal in the 98. I cannot believe how strong Brandon Beal has been in the 2 races he's participated in. Kurtis the inside of Dejon Weeks. Man, Zach Rogers has been a ping pong ball used up today, and he's in the top 15. Look at Rogers there, down the inside of his teammate. We're not even halfway in the race, and Rogers has been through it today. He was all the way in the back end of the field. The last car in the lead lap, almost going to lap down early on. And here he is with a torn up car, been in so many accidents. And he's in the top 15. Richard Johnson trying to fight back. Cody Lamas, Jeffrey Lynn, Chris Dodd, Vince Freeze, the top 20. And Jesse Turner. Turner in the 17. He's trying to get back in the top 20 as well. I still can't believe he did not go a lap down. But the officials have him on the lead lap. I don't remember there ever being a scoring issue in the Sony Cup Series, but that seems like it is one. And I have no clue. I could have sworn he was on the lead lap and the pace car went by and it put him a lap down, but that is going to need to be looked over, I believe. Jesse Turner has moved his way up into the top 20 places, I believe. He's underneath Jeffrey Lynn and into 20th. Meanwhile, out front, James Shelley trying to extend his lead, but Dylan Schwellenberg is closing. Dylan Schwellenberg has been through it today as well. He's bounced off the wall. He's been hit around on his left door, you see. So he's been used up quite a bit today. He's in 2nd place, and 3rd is Jake Bassinger. Alex Benyako's in 4th, then 5th is Ryan Griffin. North Border Motorsports 33 of Anthony Marchese. Jeffrey White, Jordan Davis, the Max getting hit by Richard Johnson there. Then back there racing for 11th position. Samuel England to the inside of Jeff James. Kurtis trying to follow him through. We're halfway in the race. We're going to take you through the field for you to show you where everyone is running in this race so far. Richard Johnson chasing Anthony Marchese, White, England. Then it's Davis and DeMax. That is for 10th place. DeMax is in 11th. He's going up in a 10th place now. Then it's Kurtis. Then the 99. I cannot believe Zach Rogers is running that good. Brandon Beal, his teammate, in 14th. Then racing for 15th, Chris Dodd and Jeff James. James is falling down the running order. Dejon Weeks, Vince Freeze, Jesse Turner. Turner's in 19th. Bobby Jones, Dylan Young, Cody Lamas, Dom Capps, Jeffrey Lynn, Sean Harple. Then it's Alexander Rowe. Rowe in the 88 going by the 5 and possibly the 14 to try and get in the top 25. John Art has fell off a cliff. He's been used up today. See all that damage on the left side? That means everyone's been blowing the doors off that 43 and even more so. Sanford, though, has been through it. He's got a lot of damage. He's falling down the order. Collins at the 86. That no tire call on pit road really didn't pay off for him because he's down the running order in 29th. Then it's the 00 of Ace Wild trying to get a caution. He's staying ahead of James Shelley right now. He's the last car in the lead lap. Then it's the 45. Brian Acosta. Julio Caesar is 2 laps down. Fitzwater, Lockrow, Pollard, Mitchell Collins, Shade Eves. That's all the cars 1 lap down. Then it's Julio Caesar. Hayden Klein's also 2 laps down. 38 cars running. Matt Rodriguez, James Sorfox, Zayden Davidson, and Jordan Fisher are all out of the race. Zach Rogers has moved his way in the top 10. They've kicked the 33 out. And also the 4 is out of the top 10. Kurtis has moved his way into the top 10 places. But Samuel England And the 7 is up in place, but Rogers on the 99. So many drivers running super well today, but I cannot believe Zach Rogers is doing this well with a car that has been in so many accidents today. Rogers searching for 7th place. He's on the back bumper of Jeffrey White. DJ Kurtis to the inside of Samuel England. That's going to move him up into 9th position. And the 99 slips, trying to get by of Jeffrey White. White defends against Zach Rogers. And DJ Kurtis searching for another race car to get by, but it's going to be Rogers on the attack. Rogers took a threat and made it an opportunity. And Zach Rogers is up into 7th place. Ryan Griffin to the inside of Richard Johnson, trying to move his way up into 5th position. Richard Johnson has had a standout year. Would not have expected this from Richard Johnson, but he's been very solid. But Ryan Griffin's had a really good fight back in the second half of the season. He's been disappointed this year, but he's been super solid as he's been coming back. Richard Johnson overdrove the corner in turn 3. Jake Bassinger trying to work his way through lap cars. He's in 3rd. Then it's been Yako and Griffin. Griffin will be trying to chase his future teammate down of Alex Benyako for 4th place. Griffin in the 37. Ever since he left at Martin Motorsports at season's end, 2019 and 2020, he's always been the lead driver in the championship standings. But this year, it's not the case. I think he's the lowest of all the MER cars. As I look at the point standings, Richard Johnson is the highest of all the drivers of the MER boys. Then it's Bobby Jones and Ryan Griffin. So Griffin has not been very pleased with his performance this season in the 37. Reason why he's moving over to CM Racing and trying to become a championship driver once again. Very quietly, Dejon Weeks has moved his way into the top 10. He's moved his way past of Jeffrey White and Jordan Davis. Davis has gotten to the back end of somebody. His hood's been buckled up for a while. DJ Kurtis looks like he's probably bounced off the wall again. He's down into 11th place. Then it's Dylan Young, Samuel England, and Chris Dodd. That's all the way to 14th. 15th is Anthony Marchese. 16th is Jeff James. The 17 and 17th right now, Jesse Turner racing with Bobby Jones. Turner has not been able to clear all these drivers as good as I thought he was going to. Potentially may have a race for the lead. Dylan Schwellenberg has gotten to the back end of James Shelley. Schwellenberg is right there if James Shelley makes a mistake. And way back, Jake Bassinger has fresh tires. We're hearing that the guys that didn't pit on the last stop may not have to pit again, because we've had so many yellow flags this race, a lot of caution flag laps, and everyone's been able to save fuel. So it's very possible that these guys won't have to pit for the remainder of the race. Shelley looking on the underneath of Ace Wild. If Shelley can get by Wild here, it's going to be very important. And Dylan Schwellenberg also going to need to try and get by Wild. Schwellenberg rolls it into the corner, and Schwellenberg's not going to have an issue. He's also going to be able to pass Ace Wild. The 99 of Zach Rogers momentarily had moved his way up into 5th place, but he's getting dropped a few places now. Dejon Weeks in the 3, underneath of Zach Rogers, and now underneath of Ryan Griffin. The 3 car on the move. Luke Martin won in that car last season. And now Weeks, he's up to 4th position and race for 5th place. Griffin against Benyako. And how about the 99 of Zach Rogers? I think that damage, as weird it is to say, I think it might be helping him. You see the back end, it's so much lower than the rest of the cars. Maybe it's, I have no idea if that's helping it or not. We know Jeffrey Fenguy in 2019 had a beat-up car, and he came back to finish 4th place with it. But that was in a season where Fenguy Sony was like super quick. Like, this Hero Motorsports car has really struggled. It's been probably a 25th place car all season. And Rogers is carrying that car to a top 10 run right now. Rogers again to the inside of Benyako. And that's going to be a move up into 6th place. Richard Johnson's going to get 7th place because of this. And Alex Benyako's down to 8th position. He's going to continue to lose places. The outside's not where you want to be. And Jordan Davis charging the corner. He's going to move his way up to 8th. 9th place is going to be under attack. Dylan Young's there. And Young going to also take that position. And Kurtis in the 19 needs to get every point as possible. Right now, the 19 and the 10 of Kurtis and Schwellenberg are outrunning Jesse Turner in this race. And Turner's losing points in the championship bid as Kurtis moves his way back in the top 10. Racing further back. Dylan Young to the inside of Rogers. Rogers lost a place to Johnson. Going to lose a place to Dylan Young. It looks like Richard Johnson looks like he could be in a good position to try and take the 5th place back away. Mitchell Collins has gotten to the inside of Dejon Weeks, or either Weeks tried the outside of Collins. The outside's not where you really want to be unless he can really clear Collins off the corner. Looks like he might be able to. They're 3 wide for position. Griffin clears that 3 wide. Richard Johnson's going to lose a place to Dylan Young. Jordan Davis to the inside of Rogers. For the race lead, up front, Dylan Schwellenberg has gotten to the inside of James Shelley. On lap 107, new race leader Dylan Schwellenberg, now he's got to face the traffic. Shelley came right on the back end of Jeffrey Lynn and Charles Sanford. And Dylan Schwellenberg's car did not like that. He lost a lot of downforce. And here comes the 71 back underneath. Dylan Schwellenberg led at the line last lap, and he led there, but Shelley's back on the inside. Schwellenberg's car really did not like getting on the back bumper of those lap cars, and Shelley's also going to have to deal with it again. Shelley's back out front. Griffin to the inside of Dejon Weeks, and Griffin going to make a lunge on the lap car. Mitchell Collins moving him out of the way. And Ryan Griffin's going to pay the path for his teammate, him and Richard Johnson, to try and make his way past of Mitchell Collins. But Johnson's car, very loose entering the corner, got out of shape. It's going to allow Dylan Young to try and make a battle for this. Jay Kurtis has moved his way past of Jordan Davis. Davis lost a couple of places there. Man, Mitchell Collins really in the way. Collins in the 80 car has done really well when he got in this Untitled car. No wonder this guy has a full-time gig for this organization next season. He's right now 34th, trying to do what he can, trying to stay out of trouble. The championship contender, Kurtis, second in the title race, right there to the inside of him. Kurtis in the 19 is in 9th position, trying to hold on. Dodds in 10th, Benyaku and Davis outside the top 10 places now, but in 13th place, Jesse Turner is closing to try and get his way back in the top 10. What I'm hearing, the drivers that stayed out, there's about 13 of them, I believe, that stayed out. They saved fuel under caution, so they're good on fuel. And that's crazy to me because I think 110 to 120 laps was the fuel window for this race. And for a 150 lap race, we got a lot of caution flag laps, and you know, they paced around this track about 25 miles an hour to try and keep everyone from going 1 lap down under yellow flag pit. The officials make these guys go about 25 miles an hour around every lap under caution just to be able to keep everyone from falling a lap down in the race whenever they pit under yellow flag conditions. So, since they run so slow under the caution flag laps, the crew chiefs for the 71 and the 10 and a handful of others that stayed out for this race decided they were not going to pit today. So we're not expecting Shelley or Schwellenberg to pit for the remainder 30 laps of the event. Now the tire wear, it is kicking in and they are a bit slower, but however, traffic has not been a real big fan for a lot of the drivers out there today. And Jake Bassinger, he's got fresh tires and he's closing. He's got a good car, but it's a matter of if he can get through all of this lap traffic to be able to catch his teammate James Shelley in time for the end of the race. Dylan Young's going to make it TPR 1, 3, and 4. Young has moved his way past of Ryan Griffin a handful of laps ago, and Griffin's under attack from Zach Rogers. How about that? TPR in Hero Motorsports. And look at that, Jesse Turner has entered the top 10, and Jesse Turner is in 10th position on the back bumper of DJ Kurtis now. Kurtis right now only gaining 2 points in the title race. But Turner in the 17. What a rebound it's been for him. MER struggling on the long run. Griffin in 6th, but he's possibly going to lose that to Richard Johnson. He gets the inside of him. But TPR and Hero Motorsports, 1st, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 10th. They are doing amazing in this race. Jeff James, early on in the race, was in the top 5. Now, he's running in 24th, the last car in the lead lap. Alexander Rowe fighting to try and get into the top 20, because further up, 20th isn't that far ahead. And Rowe has not had a top 20 finish all season since taking over the ride for round 11. And James Shelley's on the outside. That's the race leader. Shelley lost this race due to lap traffic in 2020. Shelley trying to redeem himself today. Rowe to the inside of Jeff James. There's Sean Harpo, Brandon Beal in the 98. Dylan Schwellenberg can sense danger, and he can try and get to the back end of James Shelley. Look at this run Schwellenberg has. Dylan Schwellenberg, the race is on. Dylan Schwellenberg won at Canadian Tire earlier in the year. It was a dominating performance when Schwellenberg won that day. Wants to be able to add another race win. Schwellenberg won at Canadian Tire in 2019. He won at Daytona in July in 2020. And Canadian Tire again in 2021. He's won at least one race since coming in since 2019. But he wants to be able to get a second race win. Look at Shelley running up the hill to try and clear Jeff James. Nate Bassinger, the 97, trying all he can, but Jeffrey Lynn's in the way. Bassinger isn't that far behind the leaders. Less than 20 laps to go. Bassinger charging the corner. Schwellenberg's right there, not that far ahead of him. Brandon Beal hits the wall. And then further ahead of Schwellenberg is James Shelley. Any of these top 3 could still win today's race. DJ Kurtis to the inside of Richard Johnson. Johnson slides wide in the corner. Kurtis has done well to be able to have 2 cars in between him and Jesse Turner. 2 points per position in the top 10. Right now that's 2, 4, and 6 points that DJ Kurtis is able to surge back in his favor. To Jesse Turner, Chris Dodd, Jordan Davis just outside of the top 10. Alex Benyako ran really well early on in the day. Then Anthony Marchese, Bobby Jones, Tom Capps, Samuel England, John Art, Eric Demax, and Vince Freeze. Vince Freeze really doing well to have a top 20 run right now. Then it's Cody Lamas, Jeffrey White trying to hold on to a top 10 run. Schwellenberg in the 10 just bounced off the wall. With 17 laps to go, Dylan Schwellenberg has severely damaged his car by bouncing off the wall in turn 2. That's a lot of damage there. And it's going to be very hard for Dylan Schwellenberg to catch him. He's got a lot of damage there. You can see the tire hanging out of the corner panel. And Dylan Schwellenberg, I think the race is just going to be to stay in the second place. Look at the chassis. The car is wadded up. See it off the corner? That tire, I'm surprised if he hits the wall again. That may be a mechanical failure. For the 10, he can't afford to hit the wall anymore. He'll have to come down pit road if he does. So Schwellenberg losing touch with Shelley. He's going to have to do all he can to hold on to second. Kurtis again doing all he can. He got by Dejon Weeks. Richard Johnson passing him as well. Turner moving his way past of Ryan Griffin. 12 laps to go. Dylan Schwellenberg is really limping that car around. And Schwellenberg now 3 seconds back to James Shelley. The race goes green flag all the way to the end. I don't believe anybody will be able to catch James Shelley. Shelley's doing an amazing job out front. Brandon Beal's got a better car right now than Schwellenberg. That says something. But Bassinger really needs to get by his affiliate teammate. Beal's kind of in the way. Jake Bassinger would love to get up into second place. He's not had a run quite like this in a while, has Bassinger. Dylan Young also closing in here. He's in 4th with 10 laps to go. Zach Rodgers, he will no doubt be absolutely thrilled with this run right now. In 5th position with all he's been through today. He was basically last early in the race. Last of the cars on the lead lap when we came back to the restart. With all the damaged race cars at the back of the field, gotten another wreck, and he's in 5th position. Richard Johnson, Dejon Weeks, they have moved their way past of DJ Kurtis. Kurtis is back to 8th. Then it's 9th for Ryan Griffin and 10th for Jesse Turner. Right now, that is a 4-point difference. Kurtis is gaining on Jesse Turner, and Dylan Schwellenberg is gaining 20 points on Jesse Turner at the moment, but with a handful of laps to go, Schwellenberg has his hands full. James Shelley to the inside of Cody Lamas. That would put him a lap down. If he can put him one more down, Shelley has lapped all the way up to 20th place. Vince Freeze is in 20th. Cody Lamas in 21st. Kurtis Racing, man, they have kind of slowly digressed this season. Lamas won the Daytona 500. That'll be the highlight of his season. And Cody Lamas and team will be hoping for a better 2022. But Shelley's not stopping there. To the inside of Vince Freeze. Don Capps and Vince Freeze in the top 20 for today. They'll be, I think, a little bit content with that. Be running in the top half of the field. Eric DeMax, Bobby Jones, and Anthony Marchese. I can't say enough for North Border Motorsports for this team to be in the top 15. Racing with John Art with 5 laps to go. Schwellenberg in the 10 has put some distance on him and Jake Bassinger. And Dylan Young is kind of in a world of his own. Zach Rodgers there in 5th, like we mentioned. Nobody's really racing each other just yet. But Ryan Griffin still in 9th. Jesse Turner there in 10th. Jordan Davis knocking on the door of a top 10. No, Davis really wants to send this season home strong. We know he'll be in that car for Atlanta, but it could be very soon that he'll be back in that car. Hit Shelley in the 71 racing with some lap cars. He's going to take the white flag one more time around for James Shelley. Shelley in the 71 trying to become the 3rd driver to get 3 wins this season. Turner has 8. Kurtis has 5. Everyone else has 2 or less. And Shelley is going to be the 3rd most winning driver of the season with 3 wins. James Shelley wins at Martinsville, and Dylan Schwellenberg comes home to finish 2nd. Bassinger in 3rd. Dylan Young 4th. 5th place for Zach Rodgers. 6th for Richard Johnson. Then 6th for Richard Johnson. 7th for Dejon Weeks. And then how about DJ Kurtis in 8th? A solid result. Ryan Griffin 9th. And Jordan Davis did get that place away at the end. Jordan Davis, a top 10 result for Mace Enterprises at Martinsville. And Jesse Turner, I think, got 11th. He either got 11th or 12th or something. But Jesse Turner falls out of the top 10, while DJ Kurtis and Dylan Schwellenberg get a top 10 result. Congratulations heavily to the 71 of James Shelley. Shelley got the win. It's his 3rd win of the season. Shelley's won all of what would be one of the best tracks on the season, I believe. He won at Indianapolis for the Indy 250. He's won at Darlington for not the Southern 500, but the throwback weekend race for Labor Day weekend. And at Martinsville, James Shelley gets redemption from his loss last season. He could have won that race last season, but he just lost it at the very end of Luke Martin. James Shelley, 3 wins on the season. Congratulations to James Shelley on the victory today. Let's get you to our finishing results and standings after Martinsville.